Welcome to Oraterra, your cozy corner for all things vintage charm and creative home refresh ideas. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into the beautiful world of ochre and white French country DIYs that bring warmth and timeless elegance to any room. Whether you're looking to update a cozy nook or transform an entire space, this video is packed with inspiring ideas you won't want to miss. So, stick around until the very end, and let's explore together how to refresh your home with vintage charm and creative touches. Let's get started. Imagine stepping into a cozy living room where soft ochre walls meet white distressed wood, creating a warm and inviting space. Vintage floral upholstery and linen curtains with delicate toile patterns add a touch of timeless charm. Natural light gently fills the room, highlighting rustic wooden floors and braided jute rugs. Ceramic vases and wrought iron candle holders complete the look, blending creamy whites and warm ochres for a peaceful, vintage French country feel you'll love to come home to. Picture a charming kitchen painted in soft ochre with crisp white shaker cabinets and vintage brass handles. Open shelves display antique white pottery and faded floral dishware, while a rustic farmhouse table with distressed white legs invites casual gatherings. Hand-painted cream and ochre tiles add a delicate vine motif backsplash, and soft linen curtains with lace trim frame the windows. A wrought iron chandelier with candle-style bulbs adds just the right touch of old-world elegance. It's a beautiful blend of warmth and nostalgia. Imagine a serene bedroom with ochre walls and whitewashed exposed beams overhead, creating a peaceful retreat. A vintage white wrought iron bed is dressed in cream and ochre striped linens, accented by floral throw pillows. Repurposed wooden crates, painted white with ochre distressing, serve as bedside tables topped with hand-painted ceramic lamps. A faded Persian rug softens the wooden floor, while gauzy curtains with embroidered edges filter golden sunlight, wrapping the room in gentle vintage French country charm you'll want to relax in every day. Step into an inviting dining room where a large distressed white farmhouse table is surrounded by spindleback chairs, painted in soft ochre and white accents. Vintage botanical prints in whitewashed frames and a large ornate mirror reflect warm natural light, creating a cozy ambience. A linen table runner with subtle floral embroidery adorns the table set with antique porcelain dishes. Above, a wrought iron chandelier with crystal drops adds rustic glamour, while wide plank oak flooring grounds the space in timeless vintage charm. Imagine a bright sunroom filled with white wicker furniture and plush cushions in cream and soft ochre damask fabric. Muted ochre walls and large windows framed by sheer white curtains invite sunlight and garden views inside. A vintage white-painted wooden trunk doubles as a coffee table, topped with a lace doily and fresh wildflowers. Braided jute rugs add natural texture, while antique porcelain pitchers and faded botanical prints complete the serene, vintage French country atmosphere perfect for quiet mornings. Picture an elegant bathroom painted soft ochre with white beadboard wainscoting and a vintage clawfoot tub standing proudly against delicate floral wallpaper in cream and ochre. A repurposed antique dresser painted white with brass hardware serves as a vanity topped with marble. White linen curtains with lace trim frame a frosted window, and an ornate distressed white mirror hangs above the sink. Ceramic soap dishes and woven baskets add thoughtful vintage touches, creating a soothing French country retreat you'll adore. Imagine a cozy reading nook with a built-in white-painted window seat dressed in cushions of muted ochre and cream toile fabric. Shelves above hold vintage books and soft white ceramic figurines, while ochre walls with white trim create warmth. A faded floral rug lies beneath, and a small distressed white side table holds a ceramic lamp with a lace shade. Sheer white curtains with embroidered edges filter natural light, making this nook a peaceful vintage retreat perfect for quiet afternoons. Step into a warm ochre hallway with white wainscoting and vintage botanical prints in distressed white frames lining the walls. A narrow white-painted console table with turned legs holds ceramic vases filled with dried lavender, adding a fragrant touch. Natural oak floors wear a faded runner rug in cream and ochre stripes, while an antique brass wall sconce provides soft lighting. This inviting space perfectly captures the timeless elegance and nostalgic charm of a French country home. Imagine a bright laundry room with white cabinetry and open shelves displaying vintage, white enamelware and woven baskets. Soft ochre walls accented by white beadboard paneling make the space feel warm and cheerful. A farmhouse sink with a brass faucet sits beneath a window framed by white lace curtains, while reclaimed wood countertops add rustic charm. Patterned ceramic tiles in cream and ochre cover the floor, and vintage glass jars and a small potted plant complete this fresh, practical vintage French country space. Picture a tranquil guest bedroom with soft ochre walls and white distressed furniture creating a serene atmosphere. A white wooden armoire with vintage brass hardware stands tall beside a bed covered in cream and ochre floral quilted linens. Wide plank pine floors are softened by a faded area rug in muted ochre and cream, while white lace curtains with embroidered floral motifs frame the windows. A small whitewashed side table holds a ceramic vase with dried wildflowers, adding to the room's timeless French country charm. Imagine a rustic home office painted in soft ochre with white built-in bookshelves filled with vintage leather-bound books and cream and ochre pottery. A distressed white wooden desk anchors the space, illuminated by a vintage brass lamp with a cream linen shade. Natural oak floors are softened by a faded floral rug in cream and ochre, and sheer white curtains with lace edging filter sunlight. Antique picture frames and dried lavender bundles add nostalgic touches, making this office a warm and inspiring vintage French country workspace. Step into a welcoming entryway with white beadboard walls and a distressed wooden bench painted white, topped with ochre cushions. A large vintage mirror with a whitewashed frame reflects soft light, while a wrought iron coat rack with ceramic hooks holds woven baskets. Natural oak floors wear a braided jute rug in cream and ochre hues, and ceramic pitchers filled with dried flowers sit atop a narrow, white console table. Sheer white curtains with subtle lace trim frame a nearby window, creating an inviting French country vibe. Imagine a bright breakfast nook with white painted built-in benches cushioned in soft cream and ochre toile fabric. A rustic wooden table with a distressed white base anchors the space, surrounded by white beadboard walls accented with vintage botanical prints in distressed white frames. Wide plank pine floors are softened by a braided jute rug in cream and ochre, while sheer white curtains with delicate embroidery frame the windows. Warm, natural light fills the room, enhancing the cozy, vintage French country charm you'll want to enjoy every morning. Picture a charming craft room with white painted cabinetry and open shelves filled with vintage glass jars, ceramic pots, and fabric rolls in cream and ochre tones. Muted ochre walls with white trim create a soft backdrop for a large wooden work table with a distressed white finish. Natural oak floors are softened by a faded floral rug in cream and ochre, while white lace curtains gently filter sunlight. Antique picture frames, dried lavender bundles, and vintage sewing notions add nostalgic charm to this creative French country space. Imagine an elegant powder room with soft ochre walls and white beadboard wainscoting. A vintage white pedestal sink with brass fixtures stands beneath an ornate mirror framed in distressed white wood. Patterned ceramic tiles in cream and ochre cover the floor, while white linen curtains with lace edging frame a small window. Ceramic soap dishes, woven baskets for towels, and a small vase with dried flowers add thoughtful touches. This serene space perfectly captures the vintage French country aesthetic you'll love. Step into a cozy attic retreat with white painted exposed beams and warm ochre walls. A vintage white daybed dressed in cream and ochre twill cushions sits beneath a dormer window framed by sheer white curtains. Wide plank pine floors are softened by a faded area rug in muted ochre and cream. A distressed white wooden trunk serves as a coffee table topped with ceramic vases filled with dried lavender. Vintage framed botanical prints adorn the walls, creating a peaceful and charming French country vintage atmosphere. Imagine a rustic mudroom with white beadboard walls and built-in cubbies painted white with ochre distressing. Woven baskets and vintage enamelware in cream and ochre decorate the shelves, while natural oak floors wear a braided jute rug in cream and ochre hues. A distressed wooden bench, painted white with soft ochre cushions, offers seating, and a wrought iron coat rack with ceramic hooks holds vintage umbrellas and hats. This practical space exudes warm vintage French country charm you'll appreciate every day. Picture a serene reading corner with a white painted wooden rocking chair cushioned in cream and ochre floral fabric. Soft ochre walls with white trim create warmth, while a small distressed white side table holds ceramic vases filled with dried lavender. Wide plank pine floors are softened by a faded area rug in muted ochre and cream. Sheer white curtains with lace edging frame the window, allowing gentle natural light to create a peaceful vintage French country atmosphere perfect for quiet moments of reflection. Imagine a bright conservatory filled with white-painted wrought iron furniture cushioned in soft cream and ochre toile fabric. Muted ochre walls and large windows framed by sheer white curtains flood the space with natural light. A rustic wooden table with a distressed white base anchors the room, surrounded by potted plants in vintage ceramic pots. Natural oak floors wear a braided jute rug in cream and ochre hues, while antique porcelain pitchers and faded botanical prints add vintage French country charm you'll adore. Step into a charming ochre pantry with white open shelving filled with vintage ceramic jars and woven baskets in cream and ochre tones. Soft ochre walls with white beadboard accents create a warm backdrop, while patterned ceramic tiles in cream and ochre cover the floor. A rustic wooden ladder painted white leans against the wall for easy access to higher shelves. Antique wooden crates, dried herbs hanging from hooks, and vintage glass bottles complete this inviting French country vintage space perfect for organizing kitchen essentials. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through ochre and white French country DIY ideas. I hope you found plenty of inspiration to bring a fresh vintage charm into your own home. Remember, it's all about mixing warmth, soft colors, and creative touches to create spaces that feel both timeless and inviting. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Oraterra for more cozy home inspiration, and don't forget to leave your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you.
See you next time.